mention. And this one I posted late. I apologize for that. I actually wanted to post 2 to 3 times a week, but because my phone is being unnecessarily difficult, that's why it's harder for me. And I wish I can post like longer, maybe 1 hour videos. But honestly, the way my phone has been acting, I'm lucky to get what I'm able to put out so far. I do have a tablet, but it is those Amazon tablets. And you know, those are not really user friendly. It doesn't work with a lot of the apps that we might have on Google Play or Apple. So it's just, if it gets bad with my phone, then I might just try to use my tablet. But I hope it doesn't have to get to that. I just hope that I can keep recording and editing from my phone until I am able to, until I am able to upgrade to a newer phone. Until then, you guys, please be patient with me. If I post a few days late, my posting days is supposed to be Sundays. If I post a few days late, it's because my phone is giving me a hard time for no reason. But yeah, I miss the era of the old phones where you can get a phone and it can actually last you more than 2 years. You know, with these newer phones, they don't really last, and it's expensive. I feel like phones are just getting more and more expensive. But there's nothing really special about them to be that expensive. But I can't wait to, I want to go back to the old days when we had Blackberries, we had the Razor phone, and we had the sliding phone. Like, I mean, we couldn't really, could we go to social media? I don't know. I got a phone when I was older. My parents didn't give me a phone. I got a phone with my financial aid, actually my first financial aid check, and it was the phone that you can slide the screen up to uncover the keyboard and then just, text, and you hold it with 2 hands. Like, you look so cool. That was my first time I was an adult when I got a phone, and I did it all on my own. I was really happy, and I held on to those type of phones for a long time. Like, I didn't even want to upgrade, but eventually, I had to give it up. But if we can go back to those days, or a mixture of both, just give us phones that are actually good, phones that will last, and stop requiring the phones for software upgrade all the time. Like, the software updates be annoying, honestly. But anyways, it is time for the venting session. Venting session. Venting session. It's time for venting session. Do you know what I was thinking about? Like, the enslavement of animals, like how we really treat animals is really sad. Like we have no regards for animal life. And I know the usual domesticated animals is like they get treated like family, but that's not always the case. But for the most part, like cats and dogs and guinea pigs, like some animals here and there where like they become domesticated. Now we look at them like as a life, and we treat it like something that has life. But outside of that, we mistreat animals so bad, like skinning animals to have leather. Like, that is disgusting, to skin animals. But yeah, I don't stand for the mistreatment of animals. I don't stand for the enslavement of animals. Like, I wish they can just be left alone. I wish people didn't want to wear real fur or want to was Chanel, like brand name, but I don't have a dream bag anymore, just because I don't think that I need to pay $10,000 or $5,000 for a bag. So yeah, my dream bag used to be Chanel, and like, do y'all remember when those bags, I think it's called Celine, it was like very popular for a while. I don't know if it's still popular, but it used to be those two bags, and I used to just be like, when I get money and I have enough that I can waste, then I will waste it on a name brand, Chanel or Celine, and that's it. I never wanted someone to buy it for me. I always told myself, like, I'm gonna buy it for myself, you know? And the older I got, the older I'm getting, I'm just like, why do I need the bag? Like, what about it? Why do I want the bag? I can't justify the why. I ask myself. I definitely knew it wasn't a need. I know it's a want. So I'm like, why do I want it? But I couldn't justify why I wanted the bag or why it was my dream bag. So since I couldn't justify the reason why I would want a bag like that, I don't see myself ever paying that much money unless I'm getting the fake one directly from China. But I don't even know if it would be fake because it's made in China. Yeah, hunting animals, skinning them, and doing all those, like, torturing them for consumerism. It's just very disgusting. I went on a trip a while back, and we wanted to do a camel ride. The trip was in Dubai, so it's like, I don't know if you've ever been to Dubai, where you go to the desert. There's a place there where it's an entertainment place. So outside of that place, there was a guy with a camel, I guess, just hustling. And I felt so bad. I did the camel ride. At the time that I was doing it, I wasn't thinking much of it, but like, the more I look back at it, I'm just like, I felt so bad. Because I don't know how long that camel was out there giving people a ride. Imagine. And like, the ride wasn't even that far. It's like in a small circle. Like, it will just go, I think, 1 or 2 laps. And like, it's so sad because imagine you're the whole day out in the desert where it's hot. You're up and down, like the camel taking us in that circle. Like I said, it wasn't huge. Like, we can circle that in 1 to 2 minutes. So if it was 2 rounds, that's probably 5 minutes. I don't remember if he allowed 2 rounds or it was just 1 and you get out. But either way, like, the animal, and he only had 1 camel, so he wasn't switching them out. So imagine the same camel up and down, up and down, up and down. And you know how it is when camels are getting up, how it is like getting down. Like, imagine having to do that all day, every day, pretty much. Like, I felt so bad. I'm like, this camel, then I was like, I don't even know what it took for him to be trained to do that. But it's like, when you look back at it and think about it, it's very, very sad. I felt bad for that camel. I just saw from that day, honestly, it made me not want to do stuff like that. Like in Bali, as part of the tourism, where you go, like, you're in the water with the elephants, you're feeding them, they can pick you choose